Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. We're about to embark on an absolutely ill-advised journey right now. Because it is, as we speak, it is 2:05 in the morning, and welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator, where we're about to embark on an endurance race. I don't know why I'm choosing to do this now. I really couldn't tell you, but we're going to, and we're going to change the format in which we were going to do this, because as I had mentioned in the end of last episode, is we got this really awesome Calsonic Skyline that we beefed the living shit out of to make it 878 horsepower, and we were gonna take it through something and just beat the living bejesus out of people. But then I had and then he has a sudden change of heart, and suddenly his conscience comes into play. And this is apparently has now morphed into an Eminem song, but that's not the point. What I was thinking was, in the Seattle 100 miles one, because I am in desperate need of some sort of, like, vengeance-related thing, because the White Sox played the Mariners over the weekend, and they lost all 3 games, and so I'm mad about it. Ugh. And so, with the Seattle endurance race, all the cars that are in there are the cars that would have been in, like, the Stars and Stripes Cup, i.e. things like the Z06 and the Grand Sport and the Viper and the Mustang and the Cobra, those types of cars. And I was like, you know what? Not only does it give me the opportunity to drive the Z06 again, because I adore this car with all my heart and soul, but it also affords me the opportunity of completely decimating the competition to make myself feel good. So, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this whole thing. We're gonna make sure that we do just a couple of necessary things to make sure that our car is in good shape, and we are going to very, very slowly slip down the hole of madness as we just totally, in the worst timing fashion that we could do this in, we are going to take this challenge on. And it'll be okay. It won't be okay in about an hour, but for right now, it's going to be okay. We're picking up our slick tires, and let's see if there's anything else that we need real quick. We got the Stage 2. Stage 3. Oh, it would give us lucky 7s! Oh, I almost want to buy the Stage 3 just to have the Vegas Lucky 7s, but I'm going to pass on it. There's other things I could buy, but I'm not going to do it. And just to make sure, because I don't remember whether I did this last time or not, we're going to make sure she's got a nice little brand new thing of oil, which it looks like it was already previously done. But hey, you can't be too careful when it involves underwear. Underpants. That's so, it's so cool that they do that, and people may, some people may not remember this just on the count of not being old enough, but that just reminds me of the Micro Machine. It was either the Micro Machines or Hot Wheels, and they may have both had it, but I think it was the Hot Wheels thing. There used to be like this little thing that, you drive your car up into it, and you put it inside of this thing, and you like push this button, and it makes the thing spin around, and you use like hot water, and it like, makes the car nice and shiny. And if you had the right kind of car, it would actually change color depending on whether you used hot or cold water. It was super awesome. Oh, I got so much use out of that thing. It was great. So we're doing the Seattle 100 miles joint, and we're gonna be racing against a lot of cars, that are very similar to ourselves, but we should handle them pretty effectively. I don't remember how many laps this is, though. It's definitely not 50, it's 40. Okay, well, I guess I answered that for myself. We're gonna make sure we have the right tires on, and then we're gonna jump right into this thing, because this is gonna take a while. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. I have work at 10 a.m., and we're probably gonna get done with this thing at close to 4 a.m., so here we go! Well, on the plus side, considering that I decided that tonight is the night we do this race. Oh boy, okay, I definitely need to relearn how to drive this car. Oh boy, oh boy. The only thing that I'm working off of right now, by the way, I went and took my fiance a Slurpee, because when your fiance's having a bad night, sometimes you gotta take her a Slurpee, because that is what cures what ails. And I also have not had a Slurpee in a long time. So it was able to get 2 awesome things done. I was able to make the most important woman in my life's night a little better, and I was also able to enjoy a Slurpee and about 5 bites of a 7-Eleven Big Bite hot dog. And so all of the just pure sugar that that is contained inside of that is about the only thing keeping me going right now. And the part that's going to make this even more absurd is about 2 or 3 episodes from now, the madness will set in, my eyes will be bloodshot red, and I will probably completely cease to make any semblance of sense at all. And that is totally okay. Now, the nice thing is, I have a nice little pile of stories that I'll be able to tell you guys between now and then. Because I've been building these things up over the last week, realistically, just because I've not had the type of opportunities to record in the capacity that I normally do, and I do apologize for that. I'll never be able to tell you guys enough how and be as apologetic as possible, because I've wanted so desperately to be able to record in regular schedule, but I just haven't had the same type of available time, and I'm sure you guys totally understand that. And so, I am trying my absolute best. I always want to make sure that you guys know that. It's not that I'm just like saying, fuck it. Who cares about those guys? I absolutely love and adore you guys just so extensively. It's crazy. But I am trying my very best to make sure that we've got plenty of material to go up and keep you guys nice and occupied. But anywho, before I get too far out of here, I have a nice pile of stories, and I figure, because it's been a little while, we're gonna start with one of the best ones out of the bunch. and it's one of the most ridiculous things ever. Oh, there's Safeco Field right there. Huh. I'm sure I've mentioned that numerous times, but just, I don't know, kind of caught my eye for some reason. Anywho, so, the funny thing with this is that I've said this so many times, like, oh my god, well, this is one of the most absurd things I've ever said, I've ever heard in my entire life from a customer. And, yes, it really is. To a point, though. Like, I don't want to say this is something that I've never heard before, because I have definitely heard it before from customers. But I think it's the scenario in which it played out is what made it infinitely weirder for me. Wow, he's already pitting in at lap 3. Ah, so he's kind of got a little bit of that the Mazda Miata LM, or what is it, LM? I think it was the LM. I can't remember. Whatever the freaking extra initials of that Mazda Miata that we went up against that was like way faster than the other ones. That whole thing. But so, you get a lot of customers, a lot of guys, per se, that, coming in, wanting to talk about their male enhancement stuff, like, hey, man, I just want to be able to blast my wife, I want to really be able to put her through the old Texas snowplow, or give her the old Brazilian snow cone, or whatever it is that they want to say. In case you're wondering what a Brazilian snow cone is, I don't know. I purely made that one up. But if that turns out to actually be something, please tell me in the comment section that that's a real thing, and do tell me what it is, because that sounds both hilarious and disgusting at the same time, and I kind of am intrigued to know what that's all about. Anywho, so, like, getting guys coming into the store talking about, them and their micro penis problems is certainly, I'm no stranger to that rodeo. I've been diving around in it for 15 years, but this one was a little special in the fact that, so these 2 people come in, and they're looking around, and I decided to go approach them because I'm the only one working that day, and so I was like, hey, anything I can help you guys find today? And they're like, well, we're looking for some lecithin pills, which, quick little Adam's Health Tips, where you learn shit whether you like it or not. I don't know why that needed to be the thing going along with that with my hand, but we're just going to do that. Lecithin, in general, it's usually used for helping with like the the metabolism and digestion of fats in the body. I gotta rub my eye here. It is also exceptionally good for for feeding the brain, because it is a nice proprietor of phosphatidylcholine, which is one of the neurotransmitters in your gray fat inside of your head. But apparently, according to these two, they were looking for it for this particular reason, and so this is how this conversation plays out. And it's not quite verbatim, but it's about as well as I can remember it for it happening yesterday. So he's like, well, I'm looking. I was reading some stuff on the internet, and these internet articles were saying that this stuff could help with increasing sperm count. And I was like, well, I can tell you confidently I've never heard that before. It doesn't mean that that you can't use it for that, but in all the years I've worked here, which is plenty, I've never heard that before. He's like, well, I kind of want to try it because, well, I mean, let's be honest here, and he's like, let's be honest, between you and me, I just really, and he's like struggling to get it out. He's like, I just really want to dump some porn. I want to be able to dump porn star loads on my girlfriend's face. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. As much as I wish I was kidding, that is exactly what he said. He's like, I want to increase my sperm count because I want to be able to drop porn star sized loads on my girlfriend's face. And I was just like, and like it took me aback so much, because not only did he just come right out and say it, but his girlfriend's right in there. She's standing right next to him. And like, it's the fact that he had the balls, he had the cojones, he had the stones, the beans, the Frankie J's to just come right out and say that he wants to take this for the sole purpose of increasing his sperm count and shooting volume, as he called it, so that he can have porn star caliber load dumping on her face. And classic reaction, I would imagine, from this guy's wife would be, oh my god, how disgusting. Why the hell would you tell this random person of whom we do not know such information? Even if she's fully on board, which apparently she was, that would be extremely uncomfortable to just talk about with a random person. But oh no, this did not stop Adam, which I found out was his name because, he decided that he wanted to tell me that information. So this is a man, not only is he extremely comfortable with telling me things that he wants to do with his freaking ween all over the facial region of his companion, but now I also know that he's part of the club. He shares my namesake, at least in the first part of it, at least. And like, after he said it, the shock of it for me, the shock of it for me was like, I was thinking immediately it had to be a joke. There's no fucking way that this guy just flat out went out and said it. There's no way that he said that in a serious manner. And so I'm sitting here, like, when he initially said it, I was just like, what? I was like, come again? He's like, I want to be able to drop porn star loads on her face. Dead serious. And like, I'm still, as he's saying it, even though he's saying I'm dead serious, I'm still just waiting. I'm waiting, like, almost desperately for him to break character, or one of them to just be like, hey, we're totally fucking with you, there's no possible way we would ask you such a question like that, or we wouldn't tell you such weirdly disgusting and sensitive information such like that. I mean, who the hell just goes into anywhere that's not like a doctor's office and just openly to just the person that's there just talk about your jizz and what you want to do with it? Oh, why am I so lucky? Why am I so lucky, and why am I so cursed at the same time? welcome to 2017, by the way, where, you know, a couple can go into a health food store and just, you know, have some good old-fashioned wisecracks about their own jizzy fluid and you know, how they and where they particularly prefer in placing it on the face of their partner, and they just expect everything to be just fine after all that. And for like the 0.0001% of you that are actually curious what I ended up selling them as, you know, because it is still my sworn duty as a you know, as a retail salesman, you know, and one with actually like a shred of integrity, that I'm not just going to sell them the most expensive bullshit, or just be like, oh, we'll take this just because I said so, even though it doesn't do anything at all. One thing that you actually, one combination of things that you actually can take, it actually, you know, you can take, it has been well studied and documented for helping increasing sperm count in the body, is you can take zinc and folic acid. You know, is it going to make you able to, you know, virtually convert your dick into a super soaker squirt gun and be able to shoot it all the way across the room to hit your cat in the eyeball? But probably not. Probably not. And something tells me that's probably not how that's going to work. But it is clinically possible to achieve, you know, higher volume and, you know, and more Michael Phelpsies inside of your respective panesia. So that is the thing. But after they left, you know, after they bought their stuff and they left, I just, like, it finally, like, the adrenaline of the situation finally wore off, and I just kind of sunk into the front counter a little bit. Like, I just had to sit there and process it. You know, I had to do one of those, this shit like actually happened. Like, you please tell me that I didn't just have like a weird like Twilight Zone sort of thing where, you know, maybe I'm gonna find out that I didn't even live it at all. You know, it was like some sort of weird nightmare, you know, playing out in my head that's just going to, all of a sudden I'm gonna like jolt back online or something. But oh no, it definitely happened, and it was fucking weird. Okay, well, you know, we're doing really, really well here. I mean, I expected that we were gonna destroy the field. I kind of saw that coming. You know, I mean, we have this car pretty well decked out, and it's not even really at its full potential. So I figured even with a stage 2 upgrade for, you know, for that, and just having kind of our standard fare for you know, upgrades in this vehicle, we were gonna totally kick everybody's ass as is. But I did not necessarily expect to be, you know, at the 1/4 mark of this race. I didn't quite expect to be ahead by well over a minute at this point. I mean, we're running up on lap 9 right now. We're getting ready to do our first, you know, lapping of the yahoos here. So this is very impressive. And so I think that what will happen is, as soon as we finish this lap, we're going to call it good for this race, or for this episode. Can't really call it good for this race yet because we're only 25% done with it. But when you know, we'll just keep plowing away here. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling all right. It is 2:24 in the morning at this current moment in time, and I am determined to get this thing done effectively by 4 o'clock. I mean, I've got my window open out here so we can see potentially. I mean, it's not, the sun's not going to come up during this, but it certainly may be sort of possible that it might lighten up just a little bit between now and then. So we're going to amass our first victim here right as we stop the episode. So shisha. Okay, well, we're going to stop right here, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back on the next episode of Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator. We are a whopping 25% done with this endurance race, and we have more stories to talk about next time. So until then, my friends, this is your host, LovelyCheesePizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and if you keep your cum stuff to yourself. I can talk about it with you because it's my job, but if you go into a health food store, just keep it in your head, you know? Just keep it in your head. You guys have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.